What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Charles, the face of trade tables, and we are back once again with a new deck profile. We had a event in Portland, Oregon this weekend, a regional, the first regional on my end for the Cyberstorm Access set, and we played the deck Mannadium for the event, and we got top 8. So I'm here actually to share with you guys the tech choices of the deck and the deck list itself, the spice that I had for it. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get started with this deck list. So right off the bat, sorry about the camera quality, guys. I definitely need to get a new camera, but right off the bat, here is the deck list. We're going to talk about the main deck, the extra in the side a bit today. But as we do that, we're going to go ahead and put some of these cards aside, and I'll let you take a quick look at this playmat. This is a very, very nice playmat. The color of my camera definitely don't do it too much justice, but this playmat is beautiful. All right, but we're not going to wait too much time. Let's go ahead and get straight into this deck profile. All right. So, one of the reasons why I like this deck so much is because Vista Starfrost is actually very important in this deck, and I've always thought that card was pretty cool. Really neat for a tuner card. So, alright, so starting off, right off the bat, we played 3 Vista Starfrost. It is pivotal to have this card in rotation for the deck. So, absolutely have to see this card to make the engine work, to make the deck flow. So, yeah, absolutely. I think playing 3 no matter what, because even drawing it is just like really good. Like you just want to see the card no matter what. So, after that, on to the Mannadium engine itself. These are the new cards that we'll be talking about. First off is Mannadium Riemhart. Riemhart effect is it kind of like the Vista Starfrost. It will target a Mannadium, or Mannadium, sorry, not Mannadium, Mannadium card on the field, destroy it, or a 1521, which is the stats of most of all the heart cards. 1521 on the field, destroy it, summon itself. When it's summoned, it will add a Mannadium Speller Trap from deck to hand. That's the big important part. This card is basically pretty much a starter card, not in a super important combo piece, but it is a starter card. This can help you get to Vista Starfrost by searching the field spell. So it's like super important to play this at 3. The next Mannadium cards. First we're gonna talk about Meek. Mannadium Meek is a tuner, level 2, 0 attack, 1800 defense. When it's destroyed by battle or card effect from the field, it will summon another copy of itself from the deck, and then you have an opportunity to increase its level by 2 on resolution of the effect of the summon. So this can become a level 4 tuner. That's one of probably the most important tuners in this deck. This is primarily the one that you usually want to see to combo off with, because it's better than the next one we're gonna see. The next one is Mannadium Fearless. This one, just like Mannadium Meek, if it's destroyed by a card effect or battle, you can special summon another copy of it. Also, not to forget, when you control Vista Starfrost or a 1521 monster, they can special summon themselves from hand. So they are extenders, okay? Almost forgot about that. They can special summon themselves. Both Meek and Fearless does that. So they can special summon themselves from hand. But if they're destroyed by battle or card effect, they special summon another version of themselves from the deck. This one will apply the effect to give Synchro monsters a 500 attack boost in battle. So not as good as Meek. Meek definitely is a better card. But Fearless has its uses. And due to the fact that I'm playing this list at 44. I played 3 of each for consistency to make sure I saw them, because they are really important to allowing Vista Starfrost to pop cards and summon himself to the board for free and you not losing resources. Okay. The next card we'll talk about is Scareclad Ragheart. This card, if anybody doesn't know, it's a 15/21. This is the reason, one of the reasons why we play it. It's one of the heart cards. When summoned, it adds a Scareclaw spell or trap from your deck to hand, either normal or special, and it has the effect that to special summon itself adjacent to a Scareclaw card. Part of the combo piece. That's the only reason why we play it. And the last card for engine for this deck is Prisma. We play one Prisma. Prisma can reveal a fusion monster, sending a name that's listed on the fusion monster to a grave and copy the name. So he's really pivotal to the point of the fact that you want to have Vista Starfrost on board. He can become Vista Starfrost. It's the reason why we play his. All right. After that, for the rest of the monsters, we have hand traps. All right. So we play 1, 2, 3. Cypher Gamma. I think this is probably ultimately the best hand trap in this deck specifically because we play a lot of cards that allows us to search and add cards to hand or add cards from the deck in period without monsters on board. So we do a lot of effects without having monsters on board. Also, with the means of destroying cards on the board to resolve other effects, we tend to lose our monster count and then trigger graveyard effects without having monsters on board. So Gamma just comes in clutch to like stop Ash, stop Droll, even stop another Gamut. So like you get a lot of use of Gamma in this deck, like quite a bit. Okay, yep. Of course, the one driver. All right. And then the rest of the hand traps, we played 3 Ash Blossom. I feel like this card is still very strong. Branded's still big, so we want to be able to out Branded Fusion. And, I mean, it's just a generic out to a lot of cards. So this card definitely put in quite a bit of work. This was probably one of the strongest cards during the entire event. I think just about everybody was citing this card, so... myself was also, I mean, everybody was maining this card, not siding. Everybody was maining this card. Joel and Lockbird, I myself as well. Card was crazy. This meta right now is definitely going to be decided by a lot of people who has Droll and who doesn't. That's how it's starting out to shape up at this moment. So, the other last hand trap that was in the list was 2 Nibiru. This card was a bit underwhelming as far as its performance as a hand trap. I kept it in deck most times, signing one out as a cross-out target. I think it came up more like as a cross-out target for me to out a Nibiru than it did actually play as a good hand trap because I think I used it once or twice to clear boards and my opponents just kept playing still. So it just doesn't feel that good playing it. So I think 2 is just fine. All right, and that's it for monsters. We're going to go ahead and go into the spells and traps. All right, spells and traps. One of the most important cards of this list, and it's your 1-card starter to literally completely combo off. It is a Hero Lives. I myself happen to be a big hero enthusiast, and so I love heroes as a deck. This card is going, if Prisma, this engine keep going the way it does, this card is going to end up getting hit to 1 again, unfortunately. But, I mean, I'm happy to see at 3, Hero Lives at 3, being able to just spit Prisma out onto the board in full combo with 1 card without using my normal summon is really, really good. Right? Next, we have Peaceful Planet Calarium. This card is just like in all the other Vista lore archetypes. It's so important to the archetype. You have to play 3 of this card. Searching Vista Starfrost or a Mannadium card monster on activation. And then if a Mannadium tuner, or if a tuner, period, actually, is destroyed while this is face up on the field, you can target that tuner and special summon it back to the field. So, like, this card it's great. It also gives a power boost to light monsters that have, based on the number of tuners in the graveyard. So, I mean, to an extent with the light monster situation, it can kind of get in the way. You have to make sure you're playing smart around that factor with having Riemhard on the board and Starfrost. Otherwise, like this card is amazing. It's really really good. Next card, we played two in Mannadium Obsession. I actually wish I played three of this card. This card worked so well and did so much. While there's a monster on the board, you can activate this to just target a monster, destroy it. Search for the Peaceful Planet Calarium. If you already control the Calarium, then you can add a Mannadium spell or trap from your deck to your hand. This card is so good. It actually, in some instances, like when you nib your opponent's board and you have the nib yourself and you're holding this card, like it just literally frees up space for you to make your Hero Lives live. Like it made like nib playing nib not so bad. So I for sure wish I'd played three. The other effect of this card is actually one of the reasons why I wish I played three, so I consistently seed it more, was when it's in the graveyard, you can banish it to special summon a 15/21 from hand or a Vista Starfrost. This card was an insane extender for me all day. The entire event. Insane extender. Right? The last Mannadium spell card that we did play, we played Mannadium Imagining. This card was to help unbrick hands. It wasn't super amazing, but it was good enough that I don't think I would cut it. Even if I added a third one of this, I wouldn't cut this card. I would just, keep keep this card in the deck. This card was actually very helpful with unbricking hands. It was helpful for getting to certain cards that I may have needed during combo play, stuff like that. So like it was really solid. I definitely would not cut the card, 100%. For the rest of the list is spell cards at least. It's just a bunch of one-ofs. We played one reinforcement of the army. A lot of our monsters are warriors that are important, so this card is really good. One terraforming, and we also played one permanent planet for the Scareclaw engine. We played one call by the grave, and of course the one Scareclaw rival, which also for the Scareclaw engine. All right, the last four cards of this deck we played, we did play one Mannadium Reframing. This card was insane. I'm really surprised they printed this card as a common. Whenever I had the chance to set up this card with my combo, I pretty much guarantee won that game, no matter what. If I had to set up this at the end of the combo, have this set, my opponent was not breaking my board. Like it just never happened. So this card was super good, super good. And on top of the fact that you can, I had a few combos or a few hands where I ended on reframing Baron, and my opponent still just could not play very well through my board. So this card is really good, really good. And the last card in the deck, this card way overperformed. Infinite Impermanence. This card put in so much work against Pearly, against Heavy Samurai, against Branded, Mirror Match. Like this card, I think this card is insane right now in this format. Impermanence is really good. So 100%, this card is amazing. Played very well. All right. On to the extra deck. My favorite card in this deck. This is the reason why I even chose to play this deck. All right. And it just so happened it's not even a Synchro monster. All right. It is the Vicious Astrolord. This card is so strong. So busted. I mean, it's literally a free extender. A level 8 fusion monster. 3,000 attack, 3,000 defense. Can't be destroyed by battle. All right. When it's summoned, it can target a monster on the field, destroy it, and gain half that monster's original attack points to itself. I've OTK'd so many people. I've recovered plays so many times just because this card. This card is insane. I am tempted to pick up a third one just to play a third copy of this card. This card is that good. All right. So it's there. As far as our Synchro monsters, the most important ones was the level 10s. Bastille Dispater was probably one of my favorite setups. Usually when I would make XL, I would summon this card in the combo and then end with a Baron afterwards. This card is so good, allowing you to extend further with your Vista Starfrost like really easy. It's also a really good interruption that people were underestimating, like being able to pop a card that they may need that triggered on the board. Was really good. So that card was amazing. Baron speaks for itself. The card's been amazing since the day it came out. Card is really good. And then Chaos Angel was a very solid card. I think I summoned it once or twice, and both times I summoned it, it was game winning. So like this card is really good. Probably the most high priced card outside of Starlights of the new set. I definitely suggest you pick it up if you can get it. Really solid card. Onto the level 8 synchros. We have Boros Savage, Borlord Savage, and XL. Borlord Savage really did not come up. I'm most likely taking this out. Every time I ever had a chance to make an 8, this card was just way more important to do. The XL was. So I don't think Borlord Savage Dragon is worth playing in this deck, so I'm probably going to be cutting this. This card was ridiculous. I probably summon this card every game, like for real. Like this card is so broken. Like every game, somehow, some way, getting me to Baron, getting me to Dispater. Like this card was always relevant, always relevant. The last two Synchro monsters we played. Stardust Charger Warrior, I think, is absolutely needed and very important to the deck. And the last one was my own little spicy tech that I didn't really see anybody talking about playing beforehand, was Coral Dragon. This is also another level 6, very similar to Stardust Charge Warrior, when allowing you to draw cards, but this one has to leave the field to do so. But the effect to pop a card on the board, with this card came up so often. To out problem cards, like this card very much performed extremely well. So I definitely suggest, if you're gonna play Mannadium, that you play a Coral Dragon. All right, so that's the synchros. On to the link monsters. The most important link monster in the deck is Scareclaw Lightheart. This literally every single time you start your combo, it's going into this card. You summon Vista Starfrost or some sort of variant weight of Vista Starfrost, you basically get this card. There's even a combo, and I plan to make a combo tutorial, maybe the next day or so, for this deck. There's a combo that you can do where you will summon Right Heart, and make this card and then do your combo afterwards. And it is possible. You don't always have to do Fist of Starfrost to do. So this card was hugely important. The next card, Cross Sheep. Another extremely important card for the deck. It's a big combo extender. You use it to pump your bodies up and have the OTK. Like, it's just... This card is insane in this deck. I'm actually so happy because I've always wanted Cross Sheep to be like a big pivotal combo piece in a deck, and it finally is, and I love it. I love it. Next card choice, it was a choice pick tech of mine, was Cyframe Frame Lord Lambda. This card actually came in clutch quite often. I had a couple hands where I opened up multiple Gammas and was able to resolve Gamma, and instead of Synchro summoning, because I still had full combo in hand, I just made this card. I had Synchro combo in hand. I just made this card, and just in case to prevent like a nib or whatever the situation was, and still play around the board, because Gamma is not once per turn. So you can literally make this card and then Gamma your opponent again, and if they do, then you get another Synchro right afterwards. So this card was clutch. Nightmare Phoenix, I played it for the sake of outing floodgates like anti-spell. Maybe even there can only be one, which kind of comes up like to bother. Basically, any floodgates that wasn't skill drain, I use this card. I don't think I would not play it because it's just that important. This deck does have a problem with anti-spell being on the field. It does create some issues, so this is kind of a needed card. Nightmare Unicorn, I think I summoned one time. This card may be cuttable. Like, real talk, it might be cuttable. I might replace this like with a Link 4 instead. Like maybe Boral Sword or Access Code. Because like the use of those cards came up way more often. So this card is probably for sure cuttable. And then when going first, the card that you probably Link 4 that you summon majority of the time is Appaloosa. This card was insane, overperformed, did very well. So I would not cut that card period at all. Alright, so that is the extra deck. Onto the side. The side, every card in the side deck I actually used. So 100% don't think I would change anything as far as the side deck. The side deck was amazing the entire event. So I definitely would not change that at all. Starting off, we did play 3 Korikaras. This card is insane. I think this card is better than Nib right now in this current format. So I 100% suggest that you play this card. This card is really, really good. So Korikara is insane. It was very good for me. Super good for the Pearly matchup. And even the Kashira matchup. Like, it was just, yeah, it's really good. Next card, we played 3 Book of Moon. I played this card to out Floodgate Bodies. It did come up for me once against like a Marinsets player, so I 100% would not take this card out. I chose this over Eclipse because I feel like, because everybody is for sure playing Ash, you're just taking the risk of getting Ash, and then you don't get to play anyway if you play Book of Eclipse. So I definitely played this over Book of Eclipse. And then we played 2 Crossout Designator. Crossout Designator was pretty much the go first option. So if you lost game 1, you knew for sure you were going first. You just play Crossout Designator to help out the hand traps your opponent could counter. And then the next big pivotal thing, this card right here. This card insanely overperformed for me. Triple Tactics Thrust. The reason why is because the last 5 cards of my side deck were all search targets for this card, which is Evenly Match, Triple Tactics Talent, Dark Ruler No More, Harpy's Feather Duster, and Herald of the Abyss. Each one of these cards, all insane power cards, searchable by this. This card came in clutch. I used it to get out of whatever situation that was most purposely used for, and basically just win the game. So this card was really, really good. Outside of that, I really, really enjoyed the event. I think the event really well. The deck performed extremely well. I 100% would, suggest people to give the deck a try. I think it's really strong. It plays very similar to Heavy Samurai, but is it has spells and traps. Not as consistent, not as many 1-card combos, but still just as strong. So, but anyways, this is your boy Charles, the face of trade tables, signing out. Peace.
Most valuable player going hard all season. I make the game look easy. I give him something to believe in. If I'ma do it for a reason. Only day 1, homies, who you see me with. Damn right, that's the same clip. And we all be on the same mission. If we gon' do it like we mean it. MVP going hard all season. I make the game look easy. I give him something to believe in. If I'ma do it for a reason. Only day 1, homies, who you see me with. Damn right, that's the same clip. And we all be on the same mission. If we gon' do it like we mean it.